Come and sit with me. Come and vibe with me. Even if you're on the move or just in the zone, come spend some time with me. Let's talk about it. We can laugh out loud. I might just cry it out, but either way, we're on a vibing cloud. What you sipping on? Come vibe with a queen. What's good, everyone? And welcome back to.
I'm trying to. All right.
We got this. All right. What's good, everyone? I'm back with another episode of Sip and Vibin, and you are tuned in with your girl, Queen Nay. And today I am joined by a very, 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 very special guest, my big sis and my best friend, Tox.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, honey bun. How was your week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
Love.
it was okay.
I feel you on that. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be exciting.
I am excited. What are you drinking today?
I was just about to ask you. Ray and Nephew, girl. I got that Ray and Nephew with ginger ale.
Your Prosecco. Do you know what? We were on the same vibe. I was going to drink Ray and Nephew, but I thought, let me take it down a notch because,
Okay.
girl.
Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, off in it.
Yeah.
Seriously. But good. Okay, so sipping on some nice Prosecco today while you vibe out with the Queen.
Beautiful queen.
Yeah, darling. Oh, stop it. You're my beautiful queen.
I miss you more.
Oh, stop. Let's not get soppy because everyone's over it already. No, but I'm happy we can do this. I'm happy I found a way because like I said to you the other day, I love our conversations. Like, whenever we talk about stuff, I just feel like we have, I could be biased, but I just feel like we always have the best, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say ideas, best opinions. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
our opinions are so good, and we're always like, I'm sure there's other people out there that feel how we feel. So, yeah, you're like the perfect person today because I got some questions, girl.
Gosh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So, the first, I'm going to do like a little mini kind of icebreaker, and I have a little question for you first before we get into the episode.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I delete. Oh my god, I thought I deleted it. Oh, I was having a mini heart attack over. Okay, so God forbid you pass away, right? And you get to choose your spouse's next partner. Are you going to do it? And do you have an idea of who it would be?
And this could be anyone.
Yeah, you get to choose. Would you choose? Would you want to choose your spouse's next partner?
I'm going to say yes because I've got children and
Okay.
I need to have someone who will not just love him, but love my children because
Yes.
they're my babies. So
Yes.
I would do it because I'm not here anymore. I'll be gone. Um, I think I'll choose Kelly Rowland.
Yes. We stand a queen. Why not? Aim high.
She's just
Okay.
like wholesome and happy and loving and caring, and she's beautiful and she's strong. And I know that he would be happy with that choice.
Yeah. She is lovely. She is sweet, very talented, and she's hot stuff. So who is complaining? He wouldn't be complaining.
Not at
But
all.
cool. So Yeah, thanks. That was my little icebreaker. I just wanted to see what you would say.
What about you?
Hell yeah, I want it. Girl, you know me. I don't play when it comes to my baby. Yeah, I am gonna want the choice. I don't know who, but I'm gonna choose. And if I say no one, then she's just gonna have to be lonely for the rest of her life. Yeah. Of course, I would have choose because that's my boo. And now I'm gone. Who's gonna replace me? I have to think of. Oh, no one can love her like I love her.
No, don't see it as a replacement. Just see it
Yeah,
as
like
because
continue. You know that when you come
yeah,
down
yeah,
crown.
yeah, exactly. Because I said Kelly Rowland, I was going to say a follow one, but I don't want to say that when I've said Kelly
No.
Rowland. So yeah, like a continuance of,
Mhm.
but it's not a replacement. Nobody could. There's only one you, honey.
Yeah.
They better know.
Yeah, cool. So I don't know who, but yeah, I would definitely want um the chance to choose. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my don't play with me. You already know. Well, fab. So today's episode is gonna be about prenups and I guess like marriage in this day and age. That's how I want to put it. I want to say in 2022, but nowadays, because for me, and it could just be me and maybe the world that I live in, but I'm just like looking around at some people and I'm just like, "Mm, no, I don't think you're doing this for the right reasons." Do you know what I mean? So, uh, cool. So I did a poll on Instagram the other day. I did it on my personal Instagram and I did it on a Sip and Vibin Instagram. So I'm gonna do the poll first and do the answers to the poll, yeah?
Okay.
And then we'll see what the people have to say. And I was actually very surprised by these answers. But cool. So I said on Sip and Vibin, I said, do you agree with prenups? And it was like a equal split between yes, no, not sure how I feel. So 33% said yes, they agree. 33% said no, they don't agree. And 33% again said not sure how I feel. Which I know, right? That was literally divided. And I don't know. I don't know if this is a thing, but like when I do the polls, I kind of compare hold on. I kind of compare how people respond on my personal page compared to Sip and Vibin. Because Sip and Vibin I have more American followers too. So I'm like, is it the dynamics between American and UK and what I don't know, but I find that answers are very different most of the
And was
time.
it different for this one? For this,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
it
that
was.
was the more UK one, right? Or was that the more American one?
This was the more American one. This one was on Sip and Vibin.
Okay.
And with
Ooh.
the answers were like very different. I was like, wow. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Sip and Vibin I have more dudes as well. I could be wrong
Interesting.
out there. I know, right?
So I'm guessing that with the
Yeah.
UK one, they're gonna be against it, maybe only because we don't really have that here.
I was thinking that, with the UK one, um 31%, which is only 2% less, agreed with prenups, but only 15% didn't agree. So
Hmm.
half of who didn't agree on Sip and Vibing, but 54 majority of the people were like, not sure how I feel.
Hmm.
I guess it's understandable because it's not really a thing. Well, not that it's not
Yeah.
a thing. We don't really know much about prenups over there, innit?
Yeah. Because over here, it doesn't hold as much weight as it does in America.
Oh, okay.
It's over here. I feel like it's when a couple goes to maybe like court, like through divorce or whatever, the women are looked after. It goes in the women's favour. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
So, what do you think about those answers? Do you agree with it?
No. Hold on. Sorry. So I was actually I was actually surprised that a lot of people, it was like split down the middle, and a lot of people are like, yes, I agree. I don't agree with prenups. However, like with the people that said not sure how they feel, I kind of get it, because you kind of have to be in that situation to really understand. But for me, I just feel like you've asked me to marry you, right? So we've been in a relationship, you know who I am, and now we're about to tie the knot. You want me to sign a prenup to, clearly you're trying to protect something. So if you're trying to protect whatever it is, yourself, your assets, and you don't trust me, why the hell are you marrying me?
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying.
So when I, with the people that were like not sure how they feel, kind of 50-50, I get it in a sense of people can change.
Hmm.
That's the only bit that keeps me on the fence of, okay, I kind of get it, because you can marry someone and they can totally change and you didn't see it coming. But in general, I'm still like, prenups are rude. Just,
Okay, with prenups, I think that it depends. It depends on the relationship. It depends on the situation. I don't think I don't think it's for everyone.
mm, true.
I think that I have an understanding on both sides. So I get all the people that said they're not really sure.
Hmm.
First of all, what is a prenup? Let's make, because some people don't won't even know what a prenup is. What is a prenup? What is a prenuptial agreement?
So in my head, I always just had it as some kind of contract that explains kind of what happens with assets. I always put it down to assets and money when a couple divorce. I'm gonna. Have you got it with you? Have you got the definition? Because if not, I'm gonna Google it. But that's always been kind of been my take on a prenup. To be honest, my understanding of a prenup.
Prenup is a legal document, a written contract entered into by a couple prior to marriage, enabling them to select and control many of their legal rights that they require upon marrying. And what happens if the marriage ends by death or divorce?
Mm-hmm.
I
Basic,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't actually know the death part. I knew the divorce part, but I didn't know it was in death as well.
Yeah, me either. See, that's wicked, because if you why are you why are you trying to protect them?
Yeah.
Well, you know we're true crime babes, so we know
Yeah.
these they out here killing their spouses. That's, well, husbands and wives. So I kind of get it,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that.
No,
I thought,
neither did I.
learn something new today.
I trying to put myself on the foot of the person that wants the prenup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, imagine I came from like a really wealthy family and I meet a guy. Obviously, I'm just talking in layman's terms because I've got a partner already, and he's not from such a wealthy family.
Okay.
And we're together and we decide to get married. Would I want that? I feel like with prenups, you can put like a time limit on there, like 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah. I think I saw that on like Real Housewives of Potomac couple seasons back with Ashley and Michael, where it was like, if
Oh,
we
seven
like
years.
yeah, something like couple of years or so.
And what
That's,
happens after the 7 years, baby girl?
I know. I haven't even watched the news.
Ashley gone.
Money at all. Wicked woman a Delilah, as them say.
So I
I do,
get it. I
yeah,
do. I get it. And I
yeah,
get it because there are such wicked people out there. We know that we're not those people, yeah?
mm,
But there are women out there and men that would ride out the however many years, and that would be their motivation of staying in that relationship. Because that
real.
Ashley is a good example. She did not leave, honey. Another good example is Todd and Candy Burrus
Did they sign
from.
a? I can't remember.
Oh my God! Don't you remember her mum getting involved? You needed to sign that prenup. He had to sign the prenup, and he
Oh my,
was not happy about it. But in the end, I believe he did, and they're still together.
yeah, they
So
are. I love them, but
uh,
I didn't know he signed it. I remember the mum getting involved, and the mum was feeling like he was just after everything that she had earned.
yeah,
Um, I didn't know he signed it.
because she's
Gee.
got multiple business, but now they've made a little kingdom of their own. Like they've got multiple restaurants, and he works hard, she works hard. They've built their own foundation for
Yeah,
their family. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like there's certain things that you should protect in this. Sorry, sis. There's certain things you should protect that you made by yourself,
yeah,
especially if you know you're doing this for life. There's so many things you could build together
yeah.
and of your own. And if the person that you're with isn't wicked hearted, no matter what, even if you were to divorce or anything was to happen, you should still be looked after, regardless. It may not be half, but it should be something.
Right.
And you can put that in a prenup, by the way. Like it's
Yeah,
never gonna be half, but she will be looked after by this percentage, or she can have that. Do you get what I mean?
of
So
course.
a prenup, you can make it matter of fact. So I don't necessarily disagree with it.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like, and someone responded with this on Instagram when I put up the poll, and I was thinking the same thing. I do feel like when it is proposed, it can create a certain level of distrust. Like, oh, you don't trust me. Oh, you want to protect yourself from me. But at the same time, with the points that you made, like, I very much agree. And if we use Candy and Todd again as an example, I feel like obviously before Todd, she had her daughter. Like she's created a life to make sure her child was good. And that would be messed up for him to then come along and take that away.
Yeah.
You know? And then they've continued to build and they're building their own empire. So it's like whatever she's worked for, whatever he's worked for, now they're working together. So I
Hmm.
do I do get that. I guess it's kind of changed my perspective a little bit.
And you know how you just said about the trust, you don't trust me. The word trust is very subjective. What is trust to you may not be the same meaning of trust to me. So just because someone wants a prenup, in my eyes, it doesn't mean they don't trust you. They just need to be secure because it's true. You can just wake up one day and fall out of love. It can happen. It does happen. And then what?
Yeah.
You're left out of love and you only got half your shit, honey. Sorry, sis.
No, it's like yeah, you only. I feel like okay, so I feel like if the marriage ended, or if you passed away, or the marriage ended on an amicable level,
Hmm.
you know, what's up with half? Especially if I've been riding with you, if we've built that together, because I've seen some women end up leaving a marriage. They've signed a prenup or whatever, been divorced, husband's done cheated, but she signed that prenup. Now you're homeless, but you've been
Hmm.
right with that man through his infidelity, through his broke days, works for him. Do you know what I mean? Like helped him really build that. And now you get absolutely nothing out of that through all your blood, sweat, and tears. I think that's an absolute liberty.
I think you need
And
to be clever with it, sis. So we're not going to do that. You're going to put that in there. If you cheat, I'm getting everything.
Yeah. If this is your fault because of any kind of infidelity and shit that you've done wrong, 80%, maybe even 95.
Yeah, exactly.
Too.
Infidelity, criminal activity, any of that stuff, anything that can put my life into jeopardy, you're going to pay those coins, honey. So
Girl,
I feel
yeah.
like people need to be smart with the conditions of the prenup. Don't just
Right.
nod and say, because you want to get married. Nah, just,
Right.
we're not going to do that.
And it's only recently, so I put in my notes, it's only recently from watching the 90-day fiancé stuff recently that's been
Mm-hmm.
popping on with Bilal and Shaida, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
recently through watching them that I learned that you can actually both put conditions in a
Mm-hmm.
prenup. I didn't know that before. I thought it was literally the person who's proposing it, it's their way or nothing at all. But through watching them, it was like the mom actually told her like you can put your own terms in there as well. But she was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, cool, like you protect whatever you're protecting as long as you promise to continue helping me to build my business and I
Mm-hmm.
think give children or something like that. Like that was her
Yeah,
agreement. But
that's not even money
I was like,
orientated, but yeah, children before she's 40.
right. And I mean, in that kind of sense, I think if I could put my own, as long as I can put my own 2 cents too, because this is
Mm-hmm.
leading to the next question, but if I could put my own 2 cents too, then I would sign a prenup.
And I'm glad she stood her ground in that sense because she wasn't struggling back home. Yeah, she had her own things
Mm-hmm.
and she left everything. She left her family, she left her business. So yes, damn right you put conditions in that prenup. So it's not that I don't agree with a prenup. The conditions just have to be right. Otherwise I
Yeah.
ain't signing that bad boy.
Hell yeah. If the conditions ain't making me happy, I'm not signing it. So I guess we don't get married then.
Yeah,
But I'm a
absolutely.
good too because what you're not about to do is take the piss. And
Exactly.
again, it's still for me is the little bit of trust thing because it's like if you're so scared of what it is I'm gonna do, then maybe we just need to take our time until we
Mm,
come to some kind of middle ground.
yeah.
And
I
with her, I've related so much because I'm here. I've moved all the way from London. No, no family, no friends, no nothing. And I felt like she was so freaking ambushed in that situation.
yeah.
And it was pressure to make a decision because they got like 90 days to get married. And I'm like, no, he's taking a. How dare you bring her all the way over here from Trinidad just to be like, well, I ain't marrying you unless. Of course, you're going to
Hmm.
feel some type of way because they didn't
Yeah.
have the discussion before then.
Yeah, it's true. And I don't like the way the ex partner came in and tried to have her say.
I was
I'm
like,
not here
who
for
are
that.
you?
And she was trying to make sure she got her little piece out of it. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And I'm not here for that.
But she came in all large and in charge. Like, no, that's your ex husband.
Exactly.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're the reason. And again, like her only concern should have been the relationship between the new wife and her children.
agreed.
Like, whatever we got going on financially, whatever, that's none of your business. She's like, oh,
Exactly.
I just want to protect the generational wealth of my kids. No, you're trying to protect
Right.
yourself. Because clearly he's after you too. But she
Exactly.
came calling like, I got to talk to you, and I'm disappointed that he didn't arrange a meeting. Like, who are
Who are
you?
you? Thank
You are
you.
they? It was he for me. Like I was so annoyed.
Me too. Me
No,
too. And she kept her cool. I have to rate her because she's better than me.
girl. Even when the woman was like, "Oh," she said something like, I just want to make sure, I just want to make sure you're not here for everything that he has." Like she was in the house, like pointing around, and Shaida was like she could tell like the look was saying what everyone was thinking, like, "Who are you?" But she kept it absolutely ladylike because
You
I would have
did.
been ratchet up in that motherfucker.
Me too. I agree with you. How
Ah,
dare you? She
because
needs
if you're
to
worried about everything that he's got, why are you not still with him? Bye. Like, see you later.
exactly rude.
Basically, she's lucky it wasn't one of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then me, I don't
Honestly.
business. So cool. All right. So the next one was, and I'll give you the answers from both Sip and Vibin and Queen A, was would you sign a prenup? So for Sip and Vibin, 67% of people said yes, they would sign a prenup.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
I'm so shocked. And 33% said hell no. Yeah, I'm in
Wow.
the hell no, sorry. Well, I was in the hell no before. And then I put, I'm not sure. But no, that was 0%.
Oh,
Like,
wow. It was
yes.
either yes or no. Oh, wow.
And then for my personal page, it was, 38% of people would sign, 23%, hell no, and 38%, not sure. So it was a split between yes,
Oh,
not too sure, like 50-50 split.
that's
So,
crazy. That is a
mystery.
mad difference.
If Grizzly says, say you and Grizz about to get married, if Grizz was to come to you and be like, we're getting married, but I'm gonna need you to sign this prenup first. Are you signing the prenup?
Yeah, I'd sign it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would sign it because for me, I don't think it's because he doesn't trust me. I think the conditions would be right. If the
yeah,
conditions are conditioning, then yeah,
right.
I would sign. Yeah, I would sign the prenup. If it's not for me, all the way, sis, I'm gonna be like, oh hell no, that doesn't work for me. So let's
Period.
just stay unmarried.
Right? Same. I think as long as the conditions are good, then yeah,
What about
I'm
you?
good.
Oh,
So before, I more would have been like, no, I ain't signing no. Don't marry me if you don't trust. If you're trying to protect whatever it is from me, I'm not interested.
hmm
I'm not gonna lie. That was me. But now I think just from this conversation, if I can put my own terms in there too, then
absolutely.
yes, I would sign
You
it.
protect what you've got, but me, I'm protecting myself in there too. It's not all about you. If we're
It's
doing if this is a we thing, then we need to be protected. It's not just going to be all about you or about something doing it. How about that?
Exactly. And I feel like with women like us, we have our own too. Do you know what I mean? Like, not just you. So the other day, like when me and Mish was talking about it, and she said something cheeky, and I was like,
Look,
anything, you probably will gain more out of this marriage. And me. But because I have my own, do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So I think if we can meet halfway, because if me and her were to divorce, especially like right now, I still need to make sure in certain ways that I'm okay until I'm okay. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? And we were discussing it, and she had an opinion of why should I look after someone that I'm no longer with? And I'm like, if the breakup is absolutely terrible and disgusting and that person is the worst person in the world and just an absolute gremlin, then yeah, I get it. You're not going to want to do anything for that person. But if the breakup is amicable and that person is possibly in a vulnerable situation, you once loved that person, like why would you not want to make sure they're still good
absolutely.
until
I agree with
their
that.
feet look after themselves? Do you know what I mean? So for me, in my marriage, I'm not here for whatever I can get out of her. But if we were to get divorced, I want to make sure that I'm good until I'm good. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So yeah, I would sign it if like you said, if the conditions are conditioning, then we good.
yeah, and I agree. I totally agree with what you just said as well. Like, just because you break up with someone, it doesn't mean you don't want the best for them. So
Yeah,
for me, the same with me and Grizz. If we were to part ways, I should hope that whoever's got the better hand will look after the other. Do you get what I mean?
right.
And make sure that the other one's okay. Like, set a good example for our children that you don't have to be spiteful in this world. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can still work. So I completely agree with you on that one. But I am really shocked about those poll results. Like,
Girl, I was
I,
surprised. I mean, I said no. I was like, cap. And I made, and I made sure I said the are anonymous. I was like, why are people capping? But yeah, no, I was shocked. I think I understand the split between not too sure. Because even today, like, I was discussing it with myself. And I was kind of like, I guess I would have to be in that situation. Because
yeah,
I love me. Do you know what I mean? So if we were looking to get married and she's like, look, I can't marry you until you do this, I guess just to prove like I love you for you and I'm not here for whatever, then yeah, maybe I would sign it. That's what I was saying to myself.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then I feel like if someone's willing to sign it and it shows that clearly they're not here for what you've got, would that not make you want to change your mind?
It could. For some people, it could. Some people do it as a test. But again,
Mm,
if you don't put it next to trust, if you don't put it next to trust, you won't feel that way when they're asking you. So because
yeah.
I don't put a prenup, it maybe a little bit. Like I can't say, oh, it's not got nothing to do with trust. I just
Mm,
think it's more of a security thing. And so I've tried to put myself in the position of me being the one that wanted the prenup signed, and it wouldn't be because it was in me and Grizz's situation, it wouldn't be because I don't trust him, because I do trust him. It would be just so that if anything was to happen, which we don't know, this is life. Yeah,
mhm.
anything can happen. Like we cannot predict the future. Only God can, So it's just a security thing. It's not because of trust. So if you move trust away from the prenup and just see it as a prenup on its own, I don't think you'd feel so bad about it, or we
Yeah.
as humans would feel so bad. I think a lot of people equate prenup to trust.
Yeah. That's me. I'm definitely one of those people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make that lead to my next question because that was literally my next question. Do you think a prenup coincides with trust? So are you no then? Are you no on that one?
No, I'm a big fat no. Big fat no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Again, I feel like my mind has changed a little bit towards like, I guess not all the way, but I was definitely a big fat yes. Like, so in the poll on Sip and Vibin, 33% of people said yes. They believe they think that prenups do coincide with trust. And 67, majority of people were on the fence, like 50-50. And I guess that was kind of like, it depends. Because I
Hmm.
was very broad with the responses. I tried to keep it minimal so we could discuss it. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But, yeah. So majority of people, no one said no. No one said
Wow.
no, they don't think it coincides with trust,
Yeah,
which
because
is interesting.
a little bit of trust has to be in there. But overall, if you try and separate the two, you won't feel so bad about signing it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
still
think
shocked about
watching it.
that result, though.
Me too.
Wow.
I'm surprised that not even like 1% of someone was like, no, it's nothing to do with trust. I was very shocked with that.
Mm.
Um, I think after watching this, some people definitely possibly change their minds because I think it just takes a discussion and hearing different point of views, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously different relationships and different
Mm,
circumstances will make a prenup better or worse, if that makes sense. So
true.
yeah,
Agreed. And then on my other page, do you think prenups coincide with trust? 38% said yes. 23% said no.
Boy, if you don't get
And then 38 again was possibly 50-50.
oh wow.
equal split between yes and possibly. But again, I
Mm.
guess because the responses wasn't very broad. But yeah, some people said no.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the circumstance thing. Like it depends on the dynamics
Yeah.
and everything, the dynamics in the relationship, the circumstance, all of that has a big impact on whether it's a trust thing. The
Yeah.
relationship you have with your partner, you may not see it as a trust thing. The
Yeah.
relationship I have with Grizz, I don't see it as a trust thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
if
I
it
get
was someone else, then maybe I would, but no. But our dynamics and the way we are with each other, and yeah, I don't think that he doesn't trust me because, yeah, I just don't think, yeah.
because like you said, different circumstances and different relationships in it.
Hmm.
So it's not a trust thing. And I do feel like it can be different when there are children involved as well. Do you know,
Hmm.
in regards to you making sure that your kids are good, I guess that can alter how someone may feel a little bit or the circumstances. Um,
Definitely.
because being married myself now, I've actually realized like how many things are legally like it's so legally like I can't just leave. I can't just leave and even get married. I just can't. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, damn, get it. So yeah, it can be a lot. And I think when there are children involved, I think it is important to make sure that certain foundations are set. Because just from watching TV, I know it's just TV, whether it's reality TV, movies, whatever, I think it still shows that it can be a reality where you see that women and children do suffer because some of these other halves are just so evil and tapped and
Yeah,
twisted. Like, what? What is that?
yeah, it's
And they're
true.
out there on the street, and the husband's just out there living his best life with his new wife. That was it Waiting to Excel? I think it was Waiting to Exhale with the wife. Who played the wife again? It's not coming to me, but she had the kids and
Hmm.
the husband left, and I think she was on the brink of like losing the house, so I think they had to downgrade. And it was like he didn't even care that her whole circumstance was about to change, but you've left her with the kids.
Yeah,
What a wicked piece of man.
this is it. This is what I'm saying. Like, and a lot of women, they will ride for the man. They will be a homemaker for a big 20 years, never worked a day in their life. They're well looked after. He pays for
Yeah.
everything. He pays for their lip fillers. He pays for their bags. He pays for their shoes. He pays for this. He pays for that. And then after the 20 years is done, you ain't got nothing. All that money you're getting, I'm sorry, this is a piece of advice. All that money that you're getting, your pocket money and whatever, save. Save.
Thank you. Thank
Save.
you.
Because a piece of that money can go one side. You don't have to spend everything. So that if anything does happen, be your own security, especially if you're a homemaker and you're someone that doesn't work for yourself and make your own money, save. You need to do that because there's too many stories of couples breaking up after years and years and years and years, and you ain't got nothing. But you'll say, "Oh, he was giving me $100,000 a month." What was you doing? What were you doing?
Thank Listen, that's my same question every time I see it. Like, because a part of me, I don't feel no pity because I'm more for you, sweetheart. Because when he was giving me 100,000, I'm gonna say about maybe 40,000 of that was going in my own bank account savings. $1,000, 200 was in a separate account, rolled up in a sock somewhere. Don't play with me. I'm not about to leave this whole no. All that money, and you wasn't thinking.
I'm so like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like when I hear those stories, I'm like, hey, hey.
Exactly. More for you. Because
Yeah.
why was flashing some of that?
Hmm.
Oh,
It's the truth.
confused. I just confused myself. It confused with me. I'm confusion because that is literally that is literally what I think. Like when they say, like you said, oh, he was giving me this and giving me that. I'm literally like, so you wasn't putting none of that away, like you were just spending it, or
Now I have nothing. What do you mean?
that's
What
so.
do you mean? I'm sorry. I just don't feel sorry for you. Like,
No, yeah, ain't no sympathy. That I would have been stashing that bad boy, so you ain't got no sense. And on top of
absolutely.
it, imagine you ain't got no, you don't have a job. So when someone is giving you something, you tell them you're not going to park a little piece aside, knowing that you don't have really your own income.
Exactly. You don't have a job, but you're getting a salary. You don't have a job, but you're getting all two people's salary, and you can't put something aside just for a rainy day. So when it rains, you're gonna cry. Nah, when it rains for you, it will pour. Mm, sorry, we're not playing that game. I don't feel no sympathy whatsoever.
Never. Trust me, I feel the same. I'm glad. I feel the same on the situation. Whenever I see it, I'm like, that's your business. That's some
Honestly,
people's business. But yeah. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. That is how I feel about that bit. So, anything else you wanted to say on prenups? So, one of the things that I did say was that sometimes you can get married to someone, you both trust each other, you think this person is the most amazing person in the world, and they really can change and become something else. So, I knew someone that was married and they were saying like, once they got married, they had, like in some traditions, the parents will probably like buy them a house or get a house for them, whatever. So they lived in a really nice house, but they were the homemaker. No, not the homemaker. They were the breadwinner, and the wife was the homemaker. But he was literally like, once we were married, she changed. She was like Gucci me, Louis me. He was like, whole time I was courting this girl, she didn't know no Gucci Louis. Like, she wasn't that type of person. But he was like, he would go out, he would work. He's paying all the bills. On top of it, she wants Gucci and Louis Vuitton, but she didn't want to cook. She just wanted to go out to eat. But she didn't want to go out to eat at Nando's or TGI's or Blue and Orange. She wanted to go to big fancy
San and
150 place.
Novikov. Mm, mm-hmm.
So yes, you're a stay-at-home wife, but you're not a cook, you're not clean. She wasn't ready for kids. Like now we're married, you just want everything. And I think in situations like that, it's understandable where you might want to protect yourself from people like that because you'll be surprised at how much someone can change. And I just felt like, yes, okay, you want more because you expect whatever from your other half, but for one, live within your means. Because now that I'm married, I'm not expecting financially and sorry, like when it comes to money, designer, sorry,
Bless you.
financially and all of that. That's not what I expect more of from Mish. Now that we're married, I expect just a little bit more. I would have expected it before marriage anyway. But if I expect you to do more, it's understanding me more, supporting me more emotionally, psychologically. Do you know what I mean? And physically, like in those type of ways. But the fact that you was even expecting all this other extra stuff, and you're not putting in anything. You're at home and you're not even doing anything. I don't know. It's just weird to me how people can change like that.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree
Yeah.
with it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's normal. And if he Gucci'd her and Louis Vuitton her, I fear business. Yeah, because I don't understand. Yeah, you would be a fool. And if you're listening to this, you're a fool. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because it doesn't make no sense. A relationship is a two-way street. A lot of
Right.
women don't want to accept that, but that's what it is. It's a two-way street. I want this and I want that. What are you giving? Yeah. What are you bringing to the table? I am the whole table. Bitch, you're not. You're not even a crumb on the table. Let's stop it
Yeah.
here.
Even a tablecloth from Poundland. Sorry. Wow.
They don't know nothing about their man. They're not emotionally connected. They're not physically connected, sexually connected. It's just
Right.
dry. Yeah, there's just nothing about like money is not everything. It makes the world go round, don't get me wrong, and it will be nice to have a little bit more, but
Yeah.
it isn't, it's not everything. And I don't understand how she went from being,
From Primark to Gucci.
yeah, like you were okay with the lifestyle you were living, and then as soon as you got married, why did that equate to you having more stuff? Those are the type of women that scare our men. They are the
Mm-hmm.
type of women that make men not want to even propose to a woman or like to get, because they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal to me. So I hope that he's okay. I hope you're okay.
He's not left that situation now, thank God. Um,
Honestly.
but I could only imagine like if a so like women like that, like you said, are scary because
Mm-hmm.
if there's a prenup involved, I can only imagine what the hell she was even demanding from that man. Now that
Mm-hmm.
do you know they were going their separate ways, like that is kind of scary.
And so they've gone their separate ways now, and he's gone out to find love or whatever. Do you think that he's not going to want something signed now after being with someone like that? Because she
Oh,
literally changed overnight. She was literally possessed overnight. She needed some sort of an exorcism because I don't understand that behavior.
right. So that would make you think though that maybe if it's not someone's first marriage, do you think the fact that maybe they've been scorned or whatever before makes them now want to protect themselves in their
Of
next marriage?
course. Of
That makes
course.
sense. Think of that. Hmm.
Absolutely. You're gonna think I'm not going through that ever again. Like, and then it's not just the change in the it's like the breakup as well. If it wasn't amicable, or like if it was a hard breakup, and if she's that kind of person, she probably wanted so much from him when they broke up. I want this, I want that. Like, he's probably scarred. He probably doesn't even want to get my prenup. I don't want no marriage paper. Forget
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Hmm. And what was I gonna say? I feel like so say I was his next wife, I feel like it would be a little bit sticky. Because if I was his next wife and he was like, look, this is what I went through before. So now that we're getting married, um, I want a prenup because of what she did, I would slightly be offended
Of
and be
course.
like, not her. Do you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? But I feel like there would have to be that part of me. You would have to have that certain level of maturity to be able to step outside of that, oh, I'm not her, and understand what he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough though,
It is
because you're
tough.
not that person and you wouldn't do that. And now
Mm-hmm.
you have to bear the consequences of that insecurity over something that you didn't even create.
Absolutely. And I
That's
feel
deep.
like that was Bilal and Shahida's thing. His mum was saying to her, like, he's been hurt. He's never been as open as he was it 2 years? She's never seen him as open, and I don't think he's that open. From me viewing him, I think he's quite
Arrogant
a
and pompous.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't see it like, but
I know it's just TV, so we only see what they show
we
in it,
edit,
but
yeah.
stand the man.
But sis, hurt people
Everyone's
hurt people.
yeah. Yes, 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 they do. Yes, they do. Me and Mish actually discussed that when we were talking about grief. And just how like the grief had affected our relationship and just the fact that she was hurt and I was hurt and yeah. Hurt people do hurt people. Very, 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 very true.
With grief, I feel like people don't realize that. I know I'm going off topic, but we'll go straight back on. But with grief, I feel like people don't realize how much grief can change a being. It can
Yeah.
make the nicest person an actual demon, like, because they don't know how to deal with their emotions. Their emotions are messed up. Like it can make you depressed, it can make you angry, it can even make someone more willing, more stronger, because they want to make that person, like proud, like they're become a go-getter. It could be their motive. It deals with people in all different ways. It just depends on the person. And grief is it's not spoken about enough. People don't know how to deal with it because it's not spoken about enough.
Very true. I didn't even realize or really think about the effects of grief until until Misha's situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it did make me think of the times when I lost my grandma, for instance, how my mental health like just changed drastically. And I probably didn't even realize my own behavior in that time. But like you said, it's not really spoken about. We don't really think about how much it affects us. We just think about the fact that we've lost someone, we've cried, we bury them, we move on. But
Mm-hmm.
it really does affect people.
It does. And there's no time limit of grief. For some people, it can last days. So for others, it can last years. There's no
Yep.
time limit for grief at all. And I get it, sis. Like, it's unspoken. We're not we're not as clued up as we could be. We don't have those conversations because people don't think that it's that important. But grief doesn't only impact the person that's facing it. It impacts
Yeah.
all the people around them that actually love them and care about them, because
Yep.
they don't know who you are this morning. They don't know who you're going to be tomorrow morning. We've just got to go with the flow and deal with your many personalities.
Yep.
And
Is
it's a
today going to
lot.
be today a bad day? Are you feeling okay today? Are you feeling worse today? Like, what's your mood? What's your
Mm-hmm.
emotions? How do I approach you? Like, it's definitely like that, especially when you can see that they literally have their days. Like
Yeah,
3 months down the line, randomly they'll be like, I'm just thinking about so and so and I'm feeling, and you're like,
mm-hmm.
damn, I thought he was doing okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
We kept saying as well, sorry sis, just wanna we kept saying as well, like, this is going to be make or break. It's going to be make or break. But we didn't understand the reality of how much it really was actually going to be make or break, because there was times where it got really sticky, you
Yeah,
know? There were times where it was like, okay, like we've got this, we can do this. But emotions were just flaring and personalities were just changing. Like it really is deep.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, it can be a lot. Definitely. So I do feel like people should explore that a little bit more too.
Yeah.
All
And
right, it's
not
not
be
spoken
scared.
enough.
Like people are, I just feel like humans are just scared to speak. Like it's all about what everybody else thinks. Live your reality, because we live one life. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all on a journey, and we all have our own journeys.
true
Live
that.
your truth. Yeah, be real. Like yeah, honestly,
Do you know what? I feel like anything you do in life is just so much easier when you're just keeping it real and just being you,
exactly,
because it's more effort. Whereas when you're pretending, you now have to keep up that appearance. You now
absolutely,
have to that lie and continue to maintain whatever it is that you're showing everyone else or pretending to be. Ain't no one got time for that. That's long. What you
agreed.
see is what you get,
And no
you
matter
know?
what, even if you're being fake or you're being yourself, there's people that are going to like you and there's people that are not going to like you. There's people that are going to care for you and people that aren't going to care for you. So what's the point? Just be you. And who don't like you, you're not going to be for everybody. Not everybody likes chicken. Like, it's what it is. Like, everyone has their own flavor. And if I'm not your flavor, fair enough. If I'm not your flavor, to be fair, you're probably not mine.
To be fair, you're missing out. Because we're lit as fuck.
We really
But for real,
are.
You know, you're not gonna like everyone, and not everyone is gonna like you. And I feel like some people are just so caught up on making sure that everyone just like freaking loves them. They get lost.
Yeah, it's
Lost
all
source.
about
That's not
that.
even.
That's what it's all about. But I would rather have 2 people that like me than have 10 people pretending to like me.
Yeah,
Keep your like.
exactly.
Keep your like. This ain't Instagram, yeah, or Facebook. Keep your like, yeah.
Exactly.
Following
Instead of
no one out here, yeah. Leave me alone, yeah.
for real life, get with it. The
Exactly.
struggles, the struggle in a real life, you know, ain't that's long. Life
Oh,
is hard already. That's long.
exactly.
And I feel like that even with like, you know, I'm doing my YouTube, the content creation, and I'm a Virgo. You know, we're perfectionists. We always want everything to be right. But
Yes.
it got easier for me now, especially behind the camera and whatever, just being me.
Hmm.
Like, you're gonna see me being goofy, you're gonna see me being sweet, you're gonna see me being sassy, you're gonna see me dropping.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm understanding not everyone out there is gonna love what I do, but I
Mhm.
appreciate the people that do, because I'm gonna attract the people that love me for me and that love my content for what it is that I'm doing, what I put out. And it's just easier that way. It's just easier just being me, you know. I can't attract what's not real from what I watch or whatever, like, because that's not my reality. Long for John. Okay, guys. So we actually had a discussion about this while we were recording, but we didn't actually ended up putting it in the episode. So this episode ended up being an hour long because the conversation was just so juicy. It was just flowing. We didn't actually get on to the second subject that we wanted to discuss. So we decided to actually make this a two-parter. So yeah, we didn't get to close it out properly, but this is actually the end of episode 1. The conversation is already lit, as you know, so you know part 2 is about to be juicy. So stay tuned for part 2, and as always, sending love, light and positive vibrations your way. Until next time, see you in part 2. Peace. Bye.